Welcome back, boys and girls. Do you remember this book that we read yesterday? What's the title of our story? That's right, Silly Sally. And I remember Silly starts with the letter S and Sally starts with the letter S. This was a very fun book to read. Do you remember some of the animals that Silly Sally met on her way to town? There's Silly Sally went to town walking backwards, upside down. What was the first animal that Sally met? If you said pig, you were right. On the way she met a pig, a silly pig. They danced a jig. Silly Sally went to town, dancing backwards, upside down. What was the second animal that Silly Sally met on her way to town? What comes after the pig? If you said dog, you were right. On the way she met a dog, a silly dog. They played leapfrog. Silly Sally went to town, leaping backwards, upside down. So we had the pig first, and then the dog. What animal comes next? Do you remember? If you said loon, you're right. On the way she met a loon, a silly loon. They sang a tune. Silly Sally went to town, singing backwards, upside down. So first, Silly Sally met a pig, then she met a dog, and then she met a loon. A loon is a kind of bird. Do you remember the last animal Silly Sally met? If you said sheep, you're right. On the way she met a sheep, a silly sheep, and they fell asleep. That was really a great story yesterday, wasn't it? Now, we just practiced some sequence, didn't we? The animals came in a particular order in the story. First, the animal that came by was the pig. After the pig came, do you remember? The dog. After the dog, what animal did Silly Sally meet? Do you remember? If you said loon, you're right. That's a tricky word to remember, loon. What was the last animal Silly Sally met along the way? I'll give you a hint. Bah! If you said sheep, you're right. Well, today, boys and girls, we're going to be doing some more sequence activities. You have a paper that looks like this at home. It has some pictures down at the bottom. You can color the pictures of the apples and the pizza, and then you can cut on the dotted lines. So you have all of the pictures cut out. Now I'm going to show you mine. Okay, here are my apple pictures. I went ahead and I colored those apples red. And now you know what? These apple pictures are in the wrong order. We have to put them in the right sequence. We have to put them in the right order. So if I'm looking at these apple pictures, what would come first? Would this apple come first with a bite out of it? Would this apple come first? Looks like it just came off of a tree, doesn't it? Or would this apple come first? It looks like it's almost finished. Somebody was really hungry eating that apple. What do you think? Which one of these apples should come first in our boxes? What do you think? If you said the picture of the apple without any bites, you're right. So we're going to put that in the first box. This apple picture comes first. There's no bites taken out of it yet, right? Now, what apple picture would come next? The apple with one bite or the apple that's almost finished? Which one would come next? If you said the apple with one bite, you're right. Now, which picture should come last? That's right. It's the apple that looks like somebody has been really chomping down there. It looks almost finished. Let's take a look at our apple story. First, there's a brand new apple. Next, somebody took a bite out of that apple. Last, somebody was almost finished eating the apple. Good. All right, we have one more story to put in the right sequence or the right order. We have some pictures of a pizza. You know how much I like pizza, right? And Mrs. O'Connor too. She loves pizza too, right? You know it. Now these pictures of the pizza are all mixed up. They're not in the right order. We need to put them in the right sequence in the boxes. So here's the pizza. It's got all of the cheese on it and the pepperoni and the sauce. It's all finished, isn't it? This picture shows us a pizza with just sauce. And this pizza just is the dough. It doesn't have anything else on it. There's no cheese, there's no sauce. So which one of these pizzas should come first? Which one should we put right here in the first box? Go ahead and point to which one you think. That's right. We want to start with just the dough, right? That comes first. Now, after we have the dough, what comes next in our order, in our sequence of pictures? The finished pizza, ready to eat, or the one with the sauce on it? You know it. The pizza with the sauce goes next. And then what would come last in our pizza story? Exactly right. We want the pizza that has the cheese and the pepperoni. That looks good to me. Let's take a look at our pizza story. First comes the pizza dough. Next comes the sauce on the pizza dough. Last comes all the toppings, the cheese and the pepperoni. Very good job with your sequence. You put all of the pictures in the right order. Great job. Should we do our snake cheer today? That was super. Great job. I'll see you later.